Toyota has just done something that has shaken up the entire global car market. When the world was running towards electric vehicles, Toyota has played a card that has raised the eyebrows of even giants like Elon Musk. This time, it is not about any new EV nor any solid-state battery. But this time, Toyota has put forward its hydrogen engine, and the claim is such that it can shock the entire auto industry. Yes, till now we used to think that the future belongs only to battery-powered vehicles, but Toyota has challenged everyone's thinking by showing this engine that runs on water. No long charging time, no hassle of heavy batteries, only hydrogen, and the same power as an EV, maybe even more. Now the question is, can this technology really prove to be the end of electric? Have Elon Musk and Tesla now got a real competition? And will hydrogen-powered cars be seen on the common roads in the coming years? To know the answer, watch the full video, but before that, subscribe to the channel so that every big news of technology reaches you first. Toyota's big announcement. What is this new engine? Toyota has recently made an announcement that has surprised car experts around the world. When everyone was running towards electric vehicles, setting up charging stations, improving battery technology, at that time, Toyota has taken a completely different path. They have bet on hydrogen, not batteries. And they are not just limited to words, they have shown the world an engine that leaves petrol and diesel behind and also gives a direct competition to battery EV. Now the question is, what exactly is this new engine? Toyota has named it Hydrogen Combustion Engine. That is, an engine that produces power by burning hydrogen instead of petrol. You may feel that this is not an EV, but in reality, its emission is close to zero. No carbon dioxide is emitted in it. Only a little normal water vapor comes out, that is, steam. And the most amazing thing is that this engine does not run quietly like a battery, but with a sound like a traditional car. That is, those who are crazy about rough cars will enjoy it equally. Toyota says that this engine has been tested in performance cars like GR Yaris and GR Corolla. And now they have further fine-tuned its formula and technology so that it can be brought into mass production in the future. The engine that Toyota has tested is a 1.6-liter three-cylinder engine, which runs on hydrogen. Its power is being said to be around 261 horsepower, which is equal to any high-performance sports car. That is, it is not less than an EV in any angle in power. And Toyota says that the engine is so fast and responsive that its performance remains strong even on the racetrack. Now it comes to the range. That is, how far can this car go after filling hydrogen once? Toyota's current hydrogen car, Mirai, can run for about 600 to 650 kilometers on a full tank. And the same technology is being used in the new engine as well. That means it can prove to be much better than any EV for long distances, because it will not have to be charged for hours, nor will there be tension about the range. Just fill it at a hydrogen station like a petrol pump and get going. Talking about the features, Toyota is making this engine especially for those who do not want to lose the feel of speed, power, and sound. Electric vehicles are very silent, but this hydrogen engine gives the sound and thrill of a racing car. That means for those who call it the real fun of driving, this can be the perfect option. Now, the big question, is this just a prototype, or is it going to be launched for the public? So, the answer is a bit in between. This engine is not completely ready for mass production yet, but Toyota has launched it on the road for testing. Its trial is going on some pilot models in Japan. Toyota engineers are working day and night on its mileage, safety, and customer use. The company says that as soon as the number of hydrogen stations increases and governments support this technology, This engine will start being installed in a large number of vehicles. Toyota is considering this new engine not just as an option, but as a need of the future. They have called it a part of multi-path strategy, meaning working on EV, hybrid, and hydrogen, all three simultaneously. How does a hydrogen engine work? Now the question arises that how does this hydrogen engine of Toyota work? Is there anything like a battery in it? Does it also need to be charged? Or does it also run like an old petrol engine? First of all, understand, the root of this engine is hydrogen fuel. It means that petrol diesel is not put in it, but hydrogen gas is put in it. And when this hydrogen meets the oxygen present in the air, then a chemical reaction takes place between them. And this reaction produces energy, which makes the wheels of the vehicle rotate. Now, you will think, even petrol does this much. Then what is so special about hydrogen? So the answer is, this reaction does not release carbon dioxide or smoke, but only water vapor comes out. That means there is almost no harm to the environment. This is called zero-emission vehicle. What governments want these days, that vehicles should cause minimum pollution. Hydrogen engine completely meets that point. Suppose a small power plant is installed in your vehicle. Hydrogen is filled in it, and as soon as you start the vehicle, hydrogen and oxygen combine. And that creates a small blast or reaction, electricity. This electricity goes to the motor, and your vehicle moves forward. Now the question arises, how is it different from a battery electric vehicle? So see, an EV already has a large battery installed, like a mobile battery, only in a much larger size. You charge it at home or at a charging station. When you drive, that stored electricity goes to the motor and runs the vehicle. But a hydrogen vehicle does not have a battery, or it is very small. It has a special thing called a fuel cell. Now, this fuel cell does the real magic. Understand the fuel cell like this, like a small reaction chamber. Hydrogen comes in it from one side, and air, i.e., oxygen, from the other side. Both of them go inside and meet, and the fuel cell immediately creates electricity from that reaction, which directly powers the motor, meaning no hassle of charging, no waiting for the battery, just fill hydrogen and go. The advantage of this is that the refueling time is very less. Just fill hydrogen like you fill petrol, the tank is full in 3 to 5 minutes, and the car is ready to run for 600 kilometers again. Now, this thing takes a lot of time in EV. Even if you are charging with a fast charger, it still takes 30 to 60 minutes. And at home, sometimes you have to charge for 6 to 8 hours. Another difference is the range. That is, how far the car will go in one full tank or full charge. EV vehicles often run 300 to 500 kilometers, except expensive models. But hydrogen cars can easily go up to 600 to 700 kilometers, that too without any power drop. Now you will ask, does it make any noise? So the answer is, yes. This hydrogen engine sometimes makes the same noise as a petrol engine, especially when it is a combustion-based hydrogen engine. Some hydrogen vehicles run as quietly as electric ones, fuel cell EV, but some, like Toyota's GR model, deliberately keep a racing sound so that driving remains fun. Now the biggest question, what about safety? Because hydrogen is a gas, and people think that gas means danger. But companies like Toyota have worked on its safety for years. The tank has been made so strong that it remains safe even in any accident or fire. And anyway, there is no more risk in hydrogen than in petrol or diesel, if the technology is right. The hydrogen engine is not only powerful, but is also good for the environment, and is also comfortable for the user. You do not have to worry about long charging, no tension about range, and the technology is also completely of the future. Is it better than electric vehicles? Today, when companies around the world are in the race of electric vehicles, Tesla, BYD, Hyundai, all are focusing on batteries. Toyota has chosen a different path. They have decided to bring hydrogen engines to the forefront of the EV crowd. Now the question arises, why? Is hydrogen really better than electric vehicles? Is Toyota seeing something that other companies are not able to see? Actually, Toyota believes that the EV path will not work the same for all countries and all people. Where electricity is very good, EV is a good option. But where there is a shortage of electricity or the charging infrastructure is very weak, EV may not be that effective. In such a situation, hydrogen can become an alternative path, and perhaps even smarter. Now, first of all, let's talk about charging time versus refueling time. It takes at least 30 minutes to 1 hour to fully charge an EV, even if there is a fast charger. And if you are charging slowly at home, it is common for it to take 6 to 8 hours. However, hydrogen vehicles do not have this hassle. Hydrogen gas is filled just like petrol or diesel, and the entire tank gets filled in just 3 to 5 minutes. That means you go to the station, fill hydrogen, and leave, just like in the old petrol car. This is a big reason why Toyota feels that hydrogen can be a better option for long-distance users and those with less time. Hydrogen is more practical for trucks, buses, or long-distance cars for which every minute is precious. Now the second issue is range comparison. EV vehicles nowadays run for about 300 to 500 kilometers on a full charge. Some premium models can go up to 600 kilometers. But this is possible only when the battery is new and the route is absolutely straight. But as soon as the battery gets old or the route is hilly traffic, the range drops. Hydrogen vehicles, such as Toyota's Mirai, can easily run for about 600 to 650 kilometers on a full tank of hydrogen. And this figure is more stable than EVs. Because there is less effect of temperature in it, and there is no tension of charge dropping, that means hydrogen seems to be a step ahead in terms of range. The third big issue is battery replacement versus hydrogen system. The most expensive and sensitive part in EV vehicles is its battery. This battery starts losing its capacity in 6 to 8 years, and when it needs to be replaced, its cost is sometimes more than 2 to 3 lakh rupees. And this is the reason why many people hesitate to buy an EV, because the maintenance and battery cost is on the mind. Now, hydrogen vehicles have a fuel cell, which produces electricity, but replacing it is not as expensive and difficult as the battery. And since it does not store battery, but produces power from live reaction, its life is longer. This means less maintenance and more benefits in long-term use. In fact, Toyota has always been saying one thing: the idea of one solution fits all will not work. Every country, every area, every user has different needs, and that is why Toyota has adopted a multi-path strategy, that is, working on EV, hybrid, and hydrogen, all three simultaneously. Electric vehicle in places where there is a strong electricity infrastructure, hybrid for those who are not ready for immediate change, and hydrogen for areas where long distance, heavy load, or fast refueling is necessary, like trucks, buses, taxis, or vehicles running in hilly areas. This bet of Toyota is a bit long, but it is full of wisdom. They know that it will take time to adopt hydrogen all over the world. Right now there are few hydrogen stations. Producing gas is expensive. But as the technology becomes cheaper and governments support, the hold of hydrogen will also become stronger. So if you ask, is hydrogen better than electric? So the answer is simple. It depends on what it is being used for. EV is not suitable for every purpose, and hydrogen has come to fill those gaps. EV is fine for personal use, but hydrogen can prove to be better for public transport, long-distance, or heavy vehicles. Toyota's focus is also the same: balance. Neither rejecting EV completely, nor considering hydrogen as the only solution, but creating a smarter system by combining both. Hydrogen's big challenges. Is it practical for everyone? Now, even though a big company like Toyota is calling hydrogen engine the technology of the future, but one question comes to everyone's mind. Is it really practical? Will this technology work for every country, every person? And if yes, then why is it not so common today? So, let's talk very clearly and directly. What are the three biggest challenges of hydrogen technology, and how can they be solved? The first and biggest problem is making hydrogen. Hydrogen is not available directly from the air or ground. It is extracted through a special process, and that process, ibari, electrolysis, requires a lot of electricity. This means that we break down water and extract hydrogen from it. But so much electricity is spent in this whole process that making hydrogen cheap becomes very difficult in today's time. This is the reason why, at present, the fuel for hydrogen cars is very expensive compared to charging EVs. For example, while it costs 200 to 300 rupees to fully charge an EV, filling a full tank of hydrogen car can sometimes cost 1,000 to 1,500 rupees. Toyota, Hyundai, and other companies are trying to work more on green hydrogen, that is, hydrogen produced from solar or wind energy. This will also reduce the production cost and will also be better for the environment. But at present, this technology is in its initial stages. The other big problem is storing hydrogen. Now, hydrogen is not an ordinary gas. It is very light, but at the same time it can be very explosive if not handled properly. That is why high-pressure tanks are made to store hydrogen. These tanks have to be made so strong that the gas does not come out even in case of any leakage, crash, or accident. And brother, making such a thing is not cheap. Apart from this, the stations that fill hydrogen also have to be built with very special technology. Things like safety alarms, heat detectors, and special pipelines are required all the time. And this is the reason why building a hydrogen station is many times more expensive than an EV charging station. For example, an EV charging station is built for 10 to 15 lakh rupees. But building a hydrogen refueling station can cost up to 5 to 10 crore rupees. And this is the reason why even today the number of hydrogen stations in the world is very low. In India, there are very few. Now the question arises, if this technology is so expensive and challenging, then how to take it forward? There is a solution to this too, and work is being done on it. First of all, governments will have to help in this direction. Just like subsidies are given on EVs, tax exemptions are given. Similarly, incentives will have to be given on hydrogen vehicles and stations as well. Countries like India, Japan, Germany, and America are also gradually moving in this direction. The second way is making hydrogen from solar energy. If we do the process of electrolysis with solar energy, then the cost of making hydrogen can be reduced considerably. And this is called green hydrogen, on which the Indian government is also focusing now. The third way is mass production. When big companies like Toyota, Hyundai, or Tata start making hydrogen engines in large numbers, then tanks, fuel cells, and other systems will become cheaper for them. As the volume increases, the prices will decrease. And only then will this technology reach the common man. Finally, is it for everyone? As of now, hydrogen vehicles are not for everyone. They are more suitable for trucks, buses, or long-distance commercial use. But in the coming 5 to 10 years, as the technology becomes cheaper and the infrastructure is built, they will also come within the reach of the common man. Toyota is working on this long game. It knows that EV is the trend right now, but hydrogen can become a necessity of the future, especially when battery limits, charging time, and range problems start slowing down the pace of EV. So even though today hydrogen technology may seem like a distant dream to some people, tomorrow it could become the biggest need of the world. Toyota's preparation and billion-dollar planning. Toyota is not limited to just installing engines in vehicles, but it is preparing to set up the entire hydrogen world. They have taken this work not as a small initiative, but as a global mission. Toyota knows that just making hydrogen engines will not work. Unless there are stations to fill it, common people will not adopt this technology. And with this thinking, Toyota has prepared a plan to invest billions of dollars on hydrogen infrastructure. Toyota's biggest preparation can be seen in Japan, where the company is preparing hydrogen stations in collaboration with the government. Japan itself also considers hydrogen as the energy of the future, and the government there is working rapidly on it. Toyota has started many such pilot projects in Japan, where their hydrogen vehicles like Mirai and Sora buses are running on the roads. Especially in cities like Tokyo, the number of hydrogen stations is continuously increasing, so that a complete network of hydrogen cars is ready by 2030. After Japan, Toyota is now eyeing Europe. Countries like Germany, France, and the UK are already moving rapidly towards green energy. Toyota has started building hydrogen stations in these countries in collaboration with local partners. There are already more than 100 hydrogen stations in Germany, and Toyota is testing Mirai and fuel cell buses there. In France, too, the company is investing to promote green hydrogen, so that hydrogen cars can become common there in the future. Now, talking about America, Toyota is not behind there either, especially in states like California where environmental rules are very strict. Toyota has joined hands with the state government and local companies to set up hydrogen stations. Mirai has already been launched in the US, and it is also getting a good response there. Toyota's aim is to create a network of hydrogen stations starting from the west coast of America to the east coast, which can make long-distance traveling easier. The company's focus is especially on cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and San Diego. Toyota has also recently said that it is considering expanding hydrogen technology in other Asian countries like Korea and India. There are very few hydrogen stations in India at the moment, but the government has given a big hint by launching the National Green Hydrogen Mission. Toyota is also working with the government to bring its fuel cell vehicles and buses here in the coming years. Even government companies like Indian Oil are showing interest in this technology. Behind this mission of Toyota, there is not just business, but a long-term thought. It wants to show the world that vehicles can be fast, powerful, and reliable without compromising with the environment. And hydrogen technology is not limited to just cars. Toyota is also working on it for trucks, buses, and industrial vehicles. They also introduced a hydrogen bus named Hino a few years ago, which is now on trial in Japan. Now the most important thing is, how much money does this entire project of Toyota cost? So, according to reports, Toyota has so far invested about $70 billion, about 5.5 lakh crore rupees, in hydrogen research, station development, and global investment. And this amount is not going to stop now. In the coming 5 to 10 years, Toyota will invest more in this sector so that hydrogen technology can be made as easy and common as EV all over the world. Impact of Toyota's hydrogen engine on the global auto industry. When Toyota announced its hydrogen engine, it caused a stir in the auto industry of the whole world. This was the time when every company was running towards electric vehicles. Everyone was working on new battery technology, charging time and range. But Toyota surprised everyone by choosing a different path. They clearly said, "We cannot rely only on EV. We will have to work on hydrogen as well." And this thinking forced the entire industry to think. The first effect of this engine was that the companies that had considered hydrogen a joke till now have now started taking it seriously. Especially the big companies of Europe and Asia, like BMW, Hyundai, and even American companies are now watching Toyota's move carefully. Toyota's thinking that not every customer's needs are the same has become a new direction for the global industry. That is, now it has been accepted that EV is not the only way, and options like hydrogen are also necessary. This technology of Toyota has forced governments to think. Now, countries like Japan, Germany, Korea, and India are focusing on hydrogen infrastructure. They are seeing that if brands like Toyota are investing so much money and effort in it, then there must be some strength behind it. India has even launched a green hydrogen mission, which has progressed more rapidly after Toyota's steps. That is, this move of Toyota is not only bringing change in the market, but is also giving a new turn to the policies of the governments. The third effect of this engine is that now a kind of pressure has been created on EV companies. Companies like Tesla, which considered themselves the king of the EV world, are now also having to think whether they should also look towards hydrogen, especially in long-distance, heavy-duty, and commercial segments, where the hassle of charging becomes a big headache. There, hydrogen is emerging as a logical option. And if Toyota scales it well, then EV companies will have to change their strategy. This hydrogen engine of Toyota is breaking the old notions of the auto industry. Till now it was believed that future means EV and EV means battery. But now hydrogen has emerged as a strong contender. And the special thing is that Toyota has not entered the field just for show, but with complete research and road testing. By installing hydrogen system in models like GR Yaris and Mirai, they have proved that this technology is not just in files, but also on the racetrack and road. The fourth major impact of this technology is that now auto companies are dividing their engine development plan into two parts, one which will focus on battery and the other on hydrogen. This has become a kind of dual-track strategy, which was never such a big trend before. Now companies have started investing their funds not only in EV, but also in hydrogen research. This will increase the technology faster, competition will increase, and the customer will get more options. Toyota's engine is a ray of hope, especially for countries where electricity availability is low or the grid is very weak. Like African countries, rural India, or parts of South America, it is difficult to run EV there, but technology like hydrogen can become a better option. This move of Toyota will also give strength to those markets, which were out of the EV race till now. And the most interesting effect, now the customer is also becoming aware. Earlier, people used to think only between electric vehicles and petrol, but now hydrogen car is also coming to their mind. On social media, news reports and platforms like YouTube, people have started discussing whether we should really depend on charging stations, or can some other technology like hydrogen also be the right way? Toyota did not just give technology, it changed the way of thinking. This engine of Toyota is not just a new model of a car. It is a moment that will change the way the auto industry thinks and works. This opens up a door for those who want less pollution, longer range, and quicker refueling. Everything that EVs are yet to fully offer. It will be interesting to see in the coming years whether Toyota will fight this battle alone or other companies will also move towards hydrogen. Tesla versus Toyota. Who will become the king of the future? If there is any biggest question being asked in the auto industry today, then it is this: who will become the real king of the future between Tesla and Toyota? On one side is Elon Musk's Tesla, which has become the identity of electric vehicles all over the world, and on the other side is Toyota, which is moving in a completely different direction with hydrogen technology. Both have completely different thinking. Both have completely different paths, but the destination is the same: to rule the vehicles of the future. Tesla's strategy is clear: bring the whole world on battery-powered vehicles. They build vehicles like software, send OTA updates, and, in a way, make EV a technology product. Elon Musk's focus is on scaling rapidly. Open gigafactories, make batteries cheaper, and start selling millions of vehicles every year. For Tesla, EV is not just a vehicle but a whole ecosystem. Charging network, energy storage, solar panels, everything is interconnected. Toyota's thinking is a little more traditional but very deep. Toyota believes that running EVs everywhere in the world is not practical right now. Where there is a problem of electricity, or where charging takes hours, their hydrogen or hybrid technology makes more sense than EV. This is the reason why Toyota is moving on 3 paths simultaneously: EV, hybrid, and hydrogen. It is not pushing the whole world on the same path, but is giving options according to each market. And this is its real strength. Now, if we talk about scalability, that is, who can deliver their vehicles quickly and on a large scale, then here too the competition is tough. Tesla has the experience of selling cars fast, but its manufacturing network is still limited to certain countries. On the other hand, Toyota already has factories, dealerships, and supply chain all over the world. Whether it is America, Europe, India, Africa, or South America, Toyota is present everywhere. If it starts making hydrogen vehicles tomorrow, it can bring millions of units to the market in a few months. Now the question is, can Toyota really beat Elon Musk? The answer is, if hydrogen technology becomes cheap and common, then yes. Tesla has full faith in its EV world, but it has always considered hydrogen a joke. Elon Musk even called it fool cell, that is, a useless thing. But now that Toyota has put it on the ground, and many countries are investing in it, it would not be wrong to say that Elon Musk will have to think again. If Tesla does not step into this field in time, then Toyota can slowly challenge the EV kingship. Now let's come to BYD, Hyundai, and other big companies, whose role is making this race more interesting. BYD is currently giving the toughest competition to Tesla. It is growing very fast in EV. This Chinese company is selling millions of EVs every month, and that too at cheap rates. But BYD is not focusing much on hydrogen at the moment. Their strategy is similar to Tesla's: improve battery technology and spread across the world. Although the government in China is supporting hydrogen projects, BYD's focus is on EV. Talking about Hyundai, it is probably closest to Toyota in this hydrogen race. Hyundai has already launched a hydrogen car named Nexo, and its real-world test is also going on in South Korea, Europe, and some parts of America. Apart from this, Hyundai is also working on fuel cell technology for trucks and buses. That is, if the hydrogen trend increases, then Hyundai and Toyota together can snatch this race from EV. Talking about other companies, companies like Volkswagen, Honda, BMW are still in watch and learn mode. These companies are promoting EV, but are working cautiously on hydrogen. But if Toyota's bet works and customers start liking this technology, then other companies will also have to run. Otherwise, they will be left behind. If you liked the video, then definitely subscribe to the channel so that every big news related to upcoming auto technology reaches you first.